At the outset of the 1974 season, the New England Patriots were charted as merely an improved team. Despite facing an unrelenting schedule that included 5 of the 8 playoff teams of '73, team confidence was high and the young squad was eager for competition. With the world champion Miami Dolphins as their first opponent, head coach Chuck Fairbanks and the youthful Patriots would discover in one afternoon how they stood with the very best in the game. And how they fared sent tremors of disbelief throughout the football world. For on that first Sunday, the Patriots outclassed the Dolphins in every facet of play. Defensively, they dominated the line of scrimmage as they took on and beat down the challenge of Zonka and Kick. With their ground game harnessed, the Dolphins turned to the pass, and 5 times Bob Greasy fell victim to a stampeding rush. There could not have been a better debut for Coach Fairbanks' new stacked defense, as time and again it forced turnovers. And when the defense delivered, the offense showed both poise and resolve as it sought out the Miami end zone. When Sam Cunningham rammed the final Patriot touchdown through the middle of Miami's defense to complete their 34-point conquest of the Dolphins, a wave of excitement grasped Foxborough. The New England Patriots had burst into the headlines with a vibrancy and skill that promised the league a new contender in 1974. With their startling opening day triumph behind them, the Patriots next encountered a stubborn New York Giant team. But as competitive as the Giants were that day, Mac Herron returns carried the Patriots beyond the grasp of defeat. Trailing 14-7, Herron's 62-yard kickoff return ignited the Patriots' offense. And on the next play, a leaping catch by Randy Vitaja made it a tie game. From there, the Patriots went on to claim a 28-20 victory, which spoke well of a young team whose emotions could easily have let down following their dizzying upset of Miami. But the game's most important factor was not a singular play or player. It was the defense. For throughout the afternoon, it pounded the Giants' offense and stripped them of their ground attack. And if the Patriots' defense was important against the Giants, the following week its value increased. Against the Los Angeles Rams, the stacked defense struck down one of the game's best rushing attacks in a thundering chorus of hits. With the defense defiantly in control of the Rams' offense, a bounty of 5 turnovers contributed to a 20-point offensive explosion that began with a touchdown pass to Darryl Stingley. Following Stingley's lead, the powerful left foot of number 1, John Smith, delivered field goals of 39 and 23 yards to put the Patriots on top 13-7 late in the third quarter. In the final quarter, Jim Plunkett completed his offensive foray just as he started it with a touchdown pass. This time it was to Randy Vitaja. And the score clinched the convincing 20-14 upset victory over the Rams. In the delirious celebration that followed, one fact was abundantly clear. The New England Patriots were the hottest, most exciting team in the National Football League. The following week, the Patriots' defense simply overwhelmed the Baltimore Colts. With the defense controlling the Colts at will, the Patriots geared up an offensive assault that would, by afternoon's end, register 384 yards and 42 points. Not since 1965 had a Patriot team so dominated an opponent. And for the fans at Schaefer Stadium that day, those 42 points were a sweetly savored feast. When the last of those points had been spiked in triumph, Coach Chuck Fairbanks congratulated his men, and rightly so, for as one of but 3 undefeated teams in the league, they stood on the lofty summit of the AFC's Eastern Division. Joe Namath and the Jets were the next target. And with almost 10 years of Jet dominance to make up for, the Patriots came on in waves of white and red revenge. But while Joe was blitzed into his first shutout since 1966, the Patriots were soon to live with a harsh lesson from fate. As a result of a midfield collision, the valuable services of wide receiver Darryl Stingley were lost for the season. And suddenly, with the onslaught of other injuries in the receiving corps, the offense's versatility was weakened. But that didn't stop the Patriots that Sunday, as Sam Cunningham looped around Jet defenders for one score and then hurdled them for another. The Patriots' victory was by necessity a team effort. And with Joe Namath beaten and on the bench, the defense turned an interception into the final points of a 24-0 shutout of the New York Jets. With a momentum of 5 consecutive victories behind them, the Patriots squared off against the Buffalo Bills in a game of championship proportions. Sam Cunningham exploded for a 75-yard touchdown run on the game's first play from scrimmage, and the Patriots seemed to be in high gear. In this, a classic battle of young improving teams, and with injuries crippling the Patriots' air attack, the balance ultimately settled in favor of the O.J.-led Bills by just 2 points, 30-28. For the New England Patriots, their first taste of defeat was soured all the more with thoughts of what could well have been. But with their pressing schedule, there was little time for hindsight. 7 days later, the Super Bowl-destined Minnesota Vikings provided the opposition. And for 3 quarters, the Patriots held fast to a 10-0 lead, highlighted by a touchdown pass to rookie receiver, number 87, Steve Schubert. Schubert's reception was his first as a pro, but 10 points were not enough to defeat the seasoned guile of Fran Tarkenton. And immediately after Ron Bolton's interception, a fumble led to a Minnesota touchdown. "13 minutes later, a Tarkenton bootleg put the Patriots behind, 14-10. But with 86 yards to go and 81 seconds to do it in, the Patriots looked square into the face of defeat and said, no way. 55 yards downfield, Randy Vataha's catch set the stage for the Patriots' retort and one of the most inspired comebacks of the '74 season. With time whittled to 8 seconds, Jim Plunkett dropped back and drilled a pass to tight end Bob Windsor, who fought his way into the end zone despite a season-ending knee injury to give his team a 17-14 victory. Seven days later, the sky-high Patriots were back in Foxborough to once again do battle with the Buffalo Bills. And on their first possession, Plunkett to Herron accounted for the game's first touchdown. In the second quarter, the Plunkett-Herron hookup registered 6 more points, and it finished as a 3 TD day for Minnie Mac. But just as the other Patriots-Bills game, this one also was a seesaw of scoring, with neither team able to claim command. With a score 14-12 in favor of New England, number 27, Ron Bolton, grabbed a Buffalo pass, and it seemed as though the Buffalo Ramparts were showing signs of strain. 2 plays later, Sam Bam took a pitch out and raced 31 yards as Schaefer Stadium celebrated a 21-12 lead. By the third quarter, the Patriots were threatening deep in Buffalo territory and tried to increase a 21-19 lead, only to have an interception move the Bills ahead. Finally, with Buffalo leading 29-28, the grinding battle came down to a Patriot field goal attempt that promised to decide the issue. But John Smith's attempt was blocked, and the last half of the season brought 6 defeats. In retrospect, the success of '74 lies in those pure and frozen moments that a young team had so brilliantly captured. Through the success and disappointment of the season, the Patriots' defense was a tower of strength. The stacked defense worked because it was adapted to the personnel, and the personnel made it number 1 against the run in the AFC. Men such as number 72, defensive end Mel Lunsford, helped this turnaround in '74. Alternating at nose tackle, number 75, Arthur Moore's size and strength added another dimension to the 3-man line. Starting at nose tackle was number 71, Raymond Sugar Bear Hamilton, who for 14 games directed his speed and quickness to the point of attack. Right end, number 85, Julius Adams, used his 260-pound physique to optimum advantage throughout the season as he led the team in sacks. "38 times, quarterbacks fell to the New England rush. And if it's true you win games on offense and championships on defense, the Patriots are obviously headed in the right direction." In the defensive secondary, 5 of 7 members were new to the team. And in number 34, Prentice McRae, the Patriots found a safety who showed savvy far beyond his first-year status. At the other safety, a trade brought one of Chuck Fairbanks' Oklahoma greats to the Patriots, and in number 45, Jack Mildren, they gained a highly respected competitor. At left cornerback, number 25, John Sanders completed his rookie campaign with 5 interceptions and is heading toward a promising future. But the most esteemed and 5th-ranked interceptor in the AFC was number 27, Ron Bolton, a man who snared 7 opposition aerials in '74 despite a broken wrist. improvement will be an objective of the secondary in 75. And with the youth and talent at hand, it should be achieved. The four linebackers were outstanding for the Patriots in 74. And as number 57, rookie Steve Nelson showed, they were all hitters. At outside linebackers, second-year man number 52, Steve King, brought a special team hustle in his first year as a starter. The other outside linebacker was number 90, George Webster, a veteran whose trade to the Patriots brought 8 years of experience and a stabilizing force to the linebacking corps. The Patriots acquired number 50, Sam Hunt, as a 15th round draft choice in 74. But what they got was a man whose battering ram hits kept pace with the tenor of Patriot defense throughout the year. In one season, the men of the stacked defense climbed from last place against the rush to the number 1 ranking in the AFC. And that's where they intend to stay. As the second highest scoring team in the NFL, the Patriots were exciting and explosive, and the offensive line deserves a great deal of the credit. In center number 67, Bill Lenkaitis, and tackle number 77, Tom Neville, the Patriots had veteran leadership that anchored a young, aggressive line. In number 73, John Hanna, the Patriots have one of the finest young guards in the game. Hanna teamed with guard number 61, Sam Adams, and a highly mobile tackle, number 70, Leon Gray, to round out one of pro football's most respected lines in 1974. As a unit, their man-moving efforts gave runners like number 39, Sam Cunningham, a chance to explode into the opposition secondary. Sam Bam gained 811 yards and scored 66 points. Quite a production, considering he was out for the last 4 games. In Englishman John Smith, the Patriots had one of the highest scorers in the NFL. During the past season, Smith was good on 72% of his field goals and amassed a total of 90 points. On kickoffs, Smith's power was apparent as he outkicked every opponent and had 13 no returns. Another highly reliable performer was tight end Bob Windsor, a man who proved his competitive courage. At wide receiver number 84, Darryl Stingley combined speed, agility, and sure-handedness to give the Patriots a bona fide deep threat. With injury cutting Stingley's season more than in half, the wide receiver slot became the full-time responsibility of number 18, Randy Vataha. Interestingly enough, Vataha is not particularly big or fast. He is, however, there when you need him, with sure hands and plenty of moxie. Vataha averaged over 22 yards per catch as he rolled up 561 yards for the season, which included this touchdown caper against the Oakland Raiders. With point production spiraling to 348 in '74, the offense was second highest in the NFL. During the past season, Jim Plunkett threw 19 touchdown passes and established himself as one of the finest young quarterbacks in the game. Just as the Heisman Trophy symbolized his excellence in college, during his fourth pro season, Plunkett's play calling and execution improved to match his competitive drive. In 1975, Jim Plunkett and the Patriots can only get better. In their refreshing approach to the game, the New England Patriots were a team of youthful exuberance. During his 2 years as head coach, Chuck Fairbanks has made emotional competitiveness and esprit de corps Patriot hallmarks. But the most distinctive Patriot hallmark is a diminutive running back named Mac Herron. At 5'5", Herron is one of professional football's shortest competitors. But when Mini Mac puts on his game uniform, the concepts of short and long, little and big become irrelevant. For at that time, number 42 is nothing less than sensational. During the season past, Herron set a team record with 12 touchdowns. He rushed for 824 yards and 7 scores. But that's just the beginning, for as a receiver, he added 5 more touchdowns and 474 additional yards to his statistics. Mac Herron, a name to be remembered. Mac Herron, runner, receiver, punt and kickoff returner extraordinaire. In 1974, Herron's multi-talents accounted for 2,444 yards of offense, a National Football League record. Of all the great running backs, past and present, only one man has the combined yardage record. That one man stands as the complete running back. That man is Mac Herron. Yet the special talents of Mac Herron are but a particle of the New England Patriots season of '74. As a team, they learned that they were capable of victory over any opponent. In 1974, they became believers. In 1975, they could become champions. In 1975, the New England Patriots greeted the glistening new football season, certain that they would experience a year basking in the amber glow of victory. And why not? In 1974, they had played a brutal schedule in which they were never out of a game, in which they registered 7 impressive victories over such teams as the playoff-bound Dolphins, Rams, and Vikings. When '74 ended, Patriots fans eagerly awaited 1975 and the Patriots' seemingly predestined climb to championship contention. But as crisp autumn visited the New England countryside with splashes of color, so too were the Patriots visited, again, by a rash of debilitating injuries. The list of missing from action grew weekly, and with it grew the disappointment of Coach Chuck Fairbanks, his staff, and Patriots fans from Braintree, Massachusetts to Bangor, Maine. The crushing blow, injury to quarterback Jim Plunkett, told the change from a season of bright hopes and title dreams into a season of youthful participation and development for the future. This then was Patriots 75. The Houston Oilers came north and ran smack into a nor'easter, which made scoring a rarity in the season's first week. But as treacherous as the elements were, Patriots linebacker Steve Nelson, number 57, showed even more stopping power as the two squads battled through a scoreless afternoon. In the end, the wetness had the last word when the slippery ball popped loose, and this heartbreaking play caused a 7-0 Patriots defeat. It was the type of play that shadowed the Patriots throughout the 75 season. As a sports cliche, they're called matter of inches plays. In locker room jargon, they're discussed in more earthy terms. It wasn't until week 5 against the Colts that Chuck Fairbanks' Legions tasted victory, a win which came largely as a result of his innovative three-man front. In this defense, number 71, Ray Hamilton, plays NT, or nose tackle, flanked on either side by the defensive ends. The nose tackle can play either directly opposite the enemy center or off to either side, and can be successful against either pass or run.
It could be pretty effective both ways, the 3-4 defense. The way the Patriots use it is basically a run-oriented defense because we use a lot of pursuit in the defense. But also last year we were one of the teams that had the most sacks, against the passer also. So it can be pretty effective both ways.
Against the Colts, Hamilton often played slightly off-center, a variation which helped blow the nose tackle into the Colts' backfield with destructive regularity. When Sugar Bear shot the gap next to the center, Craig Hanneman, number 74, looped into the open area, and a wave of red washed over the bothered and bewildered Burt Jones. On offense, number 32, Andy Johnson, raced for 124 yards, including this 66-yard touchdown that helped pave the way to a 21-10 victory. This win began a 5-week streak of outstanding Patriot performances when odds and injuries were overcome by guts and youngsters performing like seasoned veterans. Rookie quarterback Steve Grogan faced the 49ers and gave an electrifying performance in week 6. At 6 foot 4 inches, 200 pounds, he showed rugged durability and a strong, accurate throwing style. With Randy Vitaha on the end of one special delivery and with Sam Bam Cunningham carrying a Grogan pitch out into the end zone, the Patriots had all they needed to win. But Grogan added some insurance to premium running back Andy Johnson, and the Patriots had their second inspiring victory in a row, 24-16. In St. Louis the following week against the playoff-bound Cardinals, the Patriots played their best all-around game of the season. Steve Grogan was again mighty armed as Darryl Stingley made a magnificent catch to set up a 6-point stinger to Vataha. On defense, the heads-up play of Sugar Bear Hamilton added some honey to the Patriots' pot, and they seemed sure of their third win in a row. But late in the intense battle, Patriots' hopes were dashed by a number of penalties and a last-ditch Cardinal rally. Despite the seemingly undeserved 24-17 loss, the Patriots' spirit remained optimistic and their enthusiasm buoyant. In the 8th week, the Patriots journeyed across the country to San Diego, where the defense was outstanding. Steve Grogan unwound long, deadly passes to tight end Russ Francis, number 81. The galloping Francis maneuvered the Patriots in close enough to capitalize on short scoring plays for a 33-19 win, the third in 4 games. Next, home in Foxborough for a splendid display against the Super Bowl-bound Cowboys. Buzz bombs hummed through the air, and New England receivers like rookie Steve Burks charged the end zone. Scores by Vataha and Francis helped the Patriots roll up 31 points. Unfortunately, the Cowboys also buzzed the end zone too and finished on top by a narrow 34-31 margin. In their last 5 games, the Patriots went winless. But in tribute to their spirit, Coach Fairbanks said, "I've never coached a team that wanted to win more than this one." But when vital parts are missing, the motor doesn't run. On offense, Bill Lenkaitis, the main bearing, veteran center, was lost for part of the season, and the blocking of promising first-year man Steve Corbett was hampered. On defense, an injury to 9-year veteran George Webster deprived the linebacker corps of a talented and most experienced hitter. But when something's lost, something's gained. Gained was a fine year by number 54, Steve Zabel, whose 72 tackles bode trouble for opponents in 76. Gained valuable playing time for number 52, Steve King, a young man who became smarter and tougher with each game. Gained a share of the action for Kevin Riley, number 55, a second-year man from Villanova, who will add to New England depth at linebacker. In 76, with Webster healthy, Zabel, King, and Riley all improved, the Patriots will have a young and rugged group of linebackers. What will turn rugged into devastating is someone like number 50, Sam Hunt, who finished the year with 99 tackles. Amazingly, it was only his second season. He's getting better every game while adding an experienced alertness to impressive physical attributes. In 75, the cream of the linebacker crop was second-year man Steve Nelson, number 57, who racked up a club-leading 142 tackles. This included a club record of 18 against the Jets. Steve Nelson is blue chip all the way and is living proof that in 1976, no team in the NFL will have a deeper, younger, or more talented bunch of middle defenders than the New England Patriots. In '75, the New England secondary had its difficulties, but number 25, John Sanders, starting in only his second year, got some meaningful insight on his free safety spot. He'll only get better. Strong safety Prentice McCray was another second-year starter, bolstered by the 9 years experience of Bob Howard, number 24. While they'll get better, they'll have to get better, because pushing them will be two of New England's first-round draft choices.
New England selects Mike Haynes, defensive back, Arizona State.
Considered by Frank Cush as the best defensive back he's ever had at Arizona State, Mike Haynes led the nation with 11 interceptions as a junior. In '75, Y's offenses stayed away from him. If NFL teams try to pressure test this speedy All-American, they'll get few passing marks.
New England, on its third selection in the first round, picks Tim Fox, defensive back, Ohio State.
Born in Canton, Ohio, and raised in the land of big-time football, Tim Fox returned kicks as a 4.4 burner in the 40. As a defensive back, he has lightning speed, quick reflexes, and a level of intelligence that made him an all-Big Ten academic player. But above all, Tim brings a joy and enthusiasm to the game. With Haynes and Fox contributing to the strength of the secondary in '76, Patriots opponents will be scoring fewer points and enjoying their passing games less as well. But in Foxborough, Massachusetts, Sundays will be filled with fun. Pass pressure will come from up front, where number 85, Julius Adams at end, will be fully healthy and capable of vigorous pursuit. Craig Hanneman, number 74, enjoyed a lot of playing time in '75 and will be a factor to be reckoned with on the front wall. Number 71, Ray Hamilton, was only in his third season last year, and it was his best so far. In '76, Sugar Bear will continue to make life not so sweet for opposing offenses. Number 78, Tony McGee, is always capable of outstanding physical accomplishment and is fast becoming one of the more punishing and able defensive ends in the league. In 1975, the Patriots were gang tacklers and bandits on the prowl, looking for mayhem with malice. Parts of the furious hitting machine were often necessarily interchanged. But because of that, a lot of people got a lot of experience. This will only make the Patriots stronger as a team. With Coach Fairbanks' innovative strategy, a bumper crop of new talent, and a strong core of healthy vets, the 1976 Patriot defense just could develop into the best in memory. Add to this a punter, Mike Patrick, who was only a rookie and is only going to be getting better. And then add a bomb squad which was fired by a bunch of young, alert movers and shakers. On top of this, throw in large servings of team togetherness and enthusiasm. Then crown it with place kicker John Smith, who was 33 for 33 on conversion attempts. And you've got more than just hope for the future. You've got success on the string, waiting to be reeled in. More strength in '76 will come from the offensive line, with guard Steve Corbett and number 61, Sam Adams, ambushing the rush. Guard John Hanna is already a reliable stalwart, one of the best. At tackle, Leon Gray is steady, strong, and explosive. With center Bill Lenkaitis returned to full-time duty, the line is going to be rock tough, immovable, and among the biggest in football. Despite the available talent, the Patriots have not stood still, and their second first-round draft choice will certainly help point production. From the University of Colorado comes huge center Peter Brock, number 54. Pete was a team leader who blew holes up the middle and kept Colorado runners and passers moving toward touchdown land. At 265 pounds, Pete is big enough to play anywhere on the line, and he's so good that no one was surprised that, as a center, he went in the first round. In New England, Brock will be detonating openings for number 39, Sam Cunningham. In his third year, the Bam led the Patriots in rushing and proved dangerously effective as a double threat. Andy Johnson, number 32, was an excellent performer in 1975 when he was the Patriots' second leading rusher. At 6 foot and 205 pounds, Johnson has the combination of size and speed that enabled him to break away on some long and important gains. Being only a second-year player, Andy's potential has hardly yet been realized, and what you see is what you'll be getting plenty more of. In addition to Johnson, the Patriots presented a world of excitement when Steve Grogan of Kansas State hit running back Don Calhoun of Kansas State. Like so many of the Patriots, Calhoun is young and he can fly. Rookie kick returner Alan Carter had 206 yards against Baltimore, which was the first time in history a Patriot return man topped 200 yards. When running back positions go up for grabs in summer camp, Carter will be right there. And so will second-round draft choice Ike Forte from the University of Arkansas. Number 85 was a Razorback running back whose forte was getting the tough yardage inside. Ike just about single-handedly tore up Georgia in Arkansas's 75 Cotton Bowl win, and he'll give the Patriots a deeper, stronger running game than they've had in seasons. Wide receiver Darryl Stingley will help keep the defenses honest in 76. At 23 years old, Darryl is already a 3-year vet with moves, hands, speed, and quick strike power. At the other wide receiver will be number 18, Randy Vataha. small but quick, and capable of finding the open spot as well as any receiver in the NFL. In 1975, rookie tight end Russ Francis was the pride of the receiving corps. In any situation, he made the catch, treating deep defenders as a nuisance, no more important than buzzing houseflies. In 1976, Tom Owen from San Francisco, via the Plunkett trade, may be doing the throwing. Between Grogan and Owen, the Patriots have two exceptionally strong-armed quarterbacks from which to choose. Looking down the Patriots roster for 1976, under the heading of NFL Experience, there will be a lot of ones, twos, and threes, but there will also be a strong blend of higher numbers. Yes, they're young, and yes, they're talented, and yes, they're ready to break through. 76 could just be the year for New England. After all, that other young band of Patriots did all right themselves in that 76 of 200 years ago. July was a mad, merry, blissful month when Boston celebrated the 200th birthday of America. It was a festival of songs, ships, and history. There was something special in the air, an essence of times past and future. 6 months later, there would be another celebration, the second revolution of the New England Patriots.
Hello, I'm Ed Motz, president of John Hancock. Our company has been here in New England for 115 years, ever since its founding. So we're very happy to sponsor this film about our exciting New England Patriots. If you're wondering about that spectacular view in the background, I'm standing on the 60th floor of our observatory, which has been visited by thousands of people since it was first opened to the public. If you haven't been here, you ought to come. And with that, let's turn to look at the Patriots.
The Patriots won but 3 games in 1975, and it seemed a bicentennial ago since they were a bona fide contender. Beneath these harsh facts, there was hard evidence to suggest some reasons for their renaissance. For 3 years, this team was being rebuilt through the draft. Thus, they were not long in the tooth, but long on young talent. And buttressed by Chuck Fairbanks, the Patriots trimmed the fat off bodies and minds for a meat grinder of an early schedule. Baltimore, Miami, Pittsburgh, and Oakland were the first 4 opponents. So their season would be made or lost in the first 4 weeks. New England lost 27-13 to the Colts in the opener, and the future looked bleak indeed until they crushed the Dolphins 30-14 in the second week. Critics tossed aside the victory by calling it luck. A commodity, they said, was sure to desert them against the world champion Pittsburgh Steelers. Indeed, the Patriots trailed Pittsburgh 20-9 until quarterback Steve Grogan shattered the steel curtain with 2 long-range touchdowns. Scores by Russ Francis and Darryl Stingley triggered New England's second straight upset victory, 30-27. The question still remained whether the Patriots, after 2 stunning victories, used magic and illusion instead of offense and defense, or were they for real? The question was answered emphatically 1 week later when they played the undefeated Oakland Raiders. What Foxborough witnessed was no mirage, but a team in deep focus, sharp, bright, imaginative, and destined to be reckoned with. The Patriots rolled up 48 points and almost 500 yards in total offense. 300 yards came on the ground as the offensive line chewed up and spat out the Raiders for their running backs. Sam Cunningham gained over 100 yards rushing, added almost 100 more receiving, and opened the heart of the field for some razzle-dazzle by Steve Grogan. Grogan's double value as passer and runner was borne out by his 4 touchdowns and the 121 team points scored in the first 4 games. But this was no one-man show, rather a 43-man effort that ran down deep to kicker John Smith and punter Mike Patrick. After 3 straight victories, visions of the playoffs danced merrily in everyone's head. Over the next 5 weeks, the Patriots encountered mixed success. They won 3 and lost 2, once to the Detroit Lions and the rematch with the Dolphins. 2 things remained constant: the spirit and desire of the team under Chuck Fairbanks and the development of Steve Grogan into the respected leader of its offense. Another reason for their surge was a rapidly developing defense which strung out and nipped a running attack in the bud and harassed superstars into foolhardy and impetuous acts. An almost forgotten aspect outside of New England was the special teams, a unit that broke the backs and spirits of their opponents with game-breaking plays. Behind the special teams and Steve Grogan's runs, the Patriots defeated the Bills twice in 3 weeks and buried the Jets 41-7 on Monday night. After the Jet game, Grogan said, "It felt good to run. I just ran until somebody caught me." The only thing that touched Grogan was the stadium wall as he rushed for 103 yards. His fans were called Grogan's heroes. And with the Patriots' record of 6-3, his name became synonymous with their success. This second-year quarterback from Kansas State, though modest and reserved, is not as corny as Kansas in August. He leads by example and goes where most quarterbacks fear to tread, just like he did in high school and college.
You know, football is a physical game, and I've always played it physically, and I just try to get excited and go out and play as hard as I can and do everything I can to help us win.
I like to run. I've run for a long time, ever since I was in high school, and it's just something that comes natural to me, and I feel like I'm adding a little more to our offense and contributing a little more than just handing the ball off and letting everybody else do the work, so I kind of enjoy it.
Unlike most quarterbacks, Grogan runs not out of desperation, but as the third runner in the Patriot backfield. In effect, the offense has a triple option, with Grogan as its triple threat. Grogan's imposing natural abilities are self-evident: sturdy legs and a strong arm. What he learned was touch, when to feather a pass or flat out drill it. The Patriots' record stood at 6-3, and their stretch drive for a playoff berth began in Baltimore, where they faced the AFC Eastern leaders, the Colts. During the course of the season, their 3-4 defense had mellowed and matured. Now it was just the right vintage to bottle up the lightning of Lydell Mitchell, number 26. The Patriots limited Mitchell to 52 yards, held Burt Jones to a paltry 95 yards passing, and with the aid of 2 interceptions by rookie Mike Haynes, reduced the NFL's leading offense to rubble. After chewing up Baltimore, the Patriots swallowed 7 interceptions and beat the New York Jets 38-24. Every member of the secondary of Fox, McCray, Howard, and Haynes intercepted at least 1 pass. Prentice McCray stole 2 and ran both of them back for touchdowns. The Jets were drowned in a flood tide of easy touchdowns as the Patriots won their 3rd in a row. Next, the Denver Broncos were blown away by the strong winds of a Patriot rush, which downed their quarterbacks 9 times. This game mirrored Patriot depth at all positions, especially running back. Without Sam Cunningham, Don Calhoun, Andy Johnson, and rookie Ike Forte combined for nearly 350 yards rushing and an imposing 38-14 victory. New England proved you don't have to be injury-free to make the playoffs if there's a motherlode of talent in reserve. When injuries struck down tight end Russ Francis, the Patriots' 5th victory in a row was launched by his replacement, Al Chandler, number 87. Their 27-6 triumph over the New Orleans Saints assured them a place in the playoffs. And in the season's final week, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were left behind in their jet stream 31-14. Andy Johnson skated smoothly for a 69-yard touchdown. And Sam Hunt, not to be outdone, rumbled 68 yards with an interception as the Patriots ended the regular season with their 6th straight victory. All in all, it was one hell of a season. The Patriots broke or tied 43 team and individual records. Not only were they the first winning team since 1966, but they turned the 3-11 season of a year ago into 11-3, the winningest record in New England Patriot history. Best of all, for the first time in 13 years, the Patriots season had not ended. Like the tortoise and the hare, their goal was to be there at the finish. They were the wild card, with a firm grip on the playoffs.
My name is Al Gazagian. I'm blind. But I don't sell pencils or play the violin on street corners, and I'm not one of those private eyes you see on TV. I make a good living for my family as the Director of Administrative Systems and Research for the John Hancock Mutual Life Insurance Company in Boston. Hi, Sandy.
Hi.
I can't use my eyes, but I can use my ears, my tongue, and my head.
Al Gazagian is not John Hancock's one and only handicapped. Because Hancock wants to help conserve human resources, We've hired 500 talented people who just happen to have a handicap, but who can still turn out a good day's work. John Hancock believes a person should be judged for what he can do, not for what he can't do. John Hancock, helping conserve our human resources. John Hancock, good company, concerned citizen.
Chuck Fairbanks, along with one of the most creative and hard-working coaching staffs in history, turned losers into winners in the space of 12 short months. The spirit of the New England Patriots was unassailable in 1976. Together with their coach, they held a common bond, the playoffs. Before the season, Chuck Fairbanks' defense was suspect, but they allowed the fewest points in the team's history. Their 3-4 defense was designed to converge at the point of attack, to swarm in packs and waves of tacklers, to overwhelm by sheer numbers. Linebackers Hunt, Zabel, Barnes, King, and number 57, Steve Nelson, roamed the middle zones of the pass defense. The deep defense of Howard, Haynes, Fox, and number 34, Prentice McRae, was the lifeline between touchdowns and turnovers. The Patriot rush line of Mel Lunsford, Raymond Hamilton, Tony McGee, and Julius Adams sacked quarterbacks 47 times. Their strategy was simple: shove the pass pocket way beyond its normal boundaries and push quarterbacks backward in forced retreat. Most experts agree that teams are carried to championships on the broad shoulders of their defense. In 1976, the Patriots' first draft choice was Michael Haynes, a cornerback from Arizona State. Like all number 1 picks, Haynes blitzed into the NFL with salvos of publicity which hyped him into instant superstardom. Number 40 succeeded when most failed because his helmet was firmly rooted to his head, and his fast feet allowed him to outrun the ball. With 8 interceptions, the second best in the AFC, and his skills as a return specialist, Haynes became Rookie of the Year, an All-Pro, and an exciting star of magnitude. In their 17-year history, no Patriot had returned a punt for a touchdown until Mike Haynes. Like all great athletes, regardless of the sport, Haynes achieves results effortlessly. While Mike Haynes ran with the wind, the run was the trademark of the Patriot offense. The line of Sam Adams, Bill Lenkaitis, Leon Gray, Bob McKay, John Hanna, and Tom Neville were the road pavers. Even without a 1,000-yard rusher, they opened holes worth 2,957 yards, the 5th best mark in the history of the NFL. Much of the yardage came off the All-Pro left side, manned by number 70, Leon Gray, and number 73, John Hanna. The cross block, a trading off of assignments, was a tactic that often allowed Sam Cunningham a clear route to 6 points. Following the broad beam of John Hanna, Patriot runners were safer than ships in the night. The Patriots' ground game, once a thin red line, was now a finely tuned racing machine with many replaceable parts. 8 players rushed the football, and 24 times they crossed the goal line. Quarterback Steve Grogan scored 12 rushing touchdowns, the most in NFL history. When the Patriots needed 6 yards or 6 points, they slipped the ball to Sam Cunningham. The threat of Cunningham off tackle or a Grogan rollout spread out defenses and opened up the field for number 32, Andy Johnson, a smart, versatile, pick-a-hole runner with unconquerable desire. AJ gained 700 hard yards and is cut in the mold of Paul Hornung. Like Hornung, he was a former college quarterback and thus understands his niche in the overall scheme of the offense. While Johnson was solid and dependable from whistle to gun all season, Don Calhoun proved a sunburst of energy in desperate times. Injury canceled Sam Cunningham and his 800 yards, so number 44 stepped in with 700 more of his own and a rushing average that was the highest in pro football. So formidable was the ground attack that it bullied defenses, controlled the clock, and allowed their air arm to seize the right situation in which to pass. When Patriot receivers gave the old throw-and-go signal to Grogan, the result was 18 touchdowns. Although Patriot receivers did not catch passes in volume, the acrobatics of Randy Vataha and Darryl Stingley were needed in the clutch. Stingley's 21-yard average and 4 touchdowns led the receivers, while the good hands of Russ Francis made him an all-pro. The New England Patriots entered the playoffs with so much accomplished, but yet so much more still to do. They combined dominating defense with aggressive offense, and for the first time in recent memory, they dictated to others what they could or could not do. In their minds, and in the hearts at Foxborough, they were number one.
Students come here from 46 states and 13 countries, and what they learn can affect your family's life. It's the John Hancock Institute in Boston, where many Hancock agents learn the newest changes in life insurance, so you and your family can live the life you want. At Hancock, we never stop learning.
Put your John Hancock on a John Hancock for your family, for your family.
On December 18th, Oakland resembled one of those tough nightclubs that try out up-and-coming talent. The auditions are rough, the audience even rougher. The Patriots' 48-17 regular season victory was the only blemish on the Raiders' record. So the Silver and Black were a mad and angry team, bent on harassing, intimidating, and punching out the Patriots. After 15 furious minutes, the Patriots needed dentists and doctors more than draws and screens when Oakland left them bruised but not broken. The Patriots dug down deep into their spiritual reserves and doled out clean, hard hits, measure for measure. Where there was once hope, there was now a wellspring of confidence. They knew they could do it. So they went out and did it. For 3 quarters, the Patriots outthought and outfought the future Super Bowl champions and led 21-10. There were no mysteries or trick plays, just the culmination of a season of hard work. Early in the 4th quarter, Oakland scored. And with 57 seconds remaining and the Patriots leading 21-17, the Raiders reached their 27th. On 3rd and 18, number 71, Raymond Hamilton, was called for roughing Ken Stabler. Instead of an incompleted pass and a 4th and impossible situation, Chuck Fairbanks' team was against the wall, with the Raiders at the 1. A storm of controversy clouded the scrimmage line. After winning all the battles, the New England Patriots were about to lose the war. Oakland scored with 10 seconds left on the clock. And for the New England Patriots, their dreams were finally and cruelly crushed. They had traveled so far, only to fall inches short. There is no reason to dwell on defeat after a season of accomplishment. They played their last game unlike they played their first. They had come in like a lamb and gone out a lion. Their dramatic turnaround from 3-11 to 11-3 was unprecedented in league history. They will be back because they're young, well-coached, and deep. They're the New England Patriots, and they're winners.
In 1976, the football fans of New England flocked to Schaefer Stadium to witness the best season in the history of the New England Patriots. After 3 patient years of rebuilding, head coach and general manager Chuck Fairbanks had led the Patriots into the playoffs for the first time in 13 years. Only a last-second loss to the eventual Super Bowl champion had marred a near-perfect season. In 1977, the New England faithful returned for more of the same. And under the spirited leadership of Chuck Fairbanks, the Patriots played their own brand of power football and earned the respect of the entire NFL. Quarterback Steve Grogan and the offense were tested from the season's opening game, when the Patriots had to overcome a 2-touchdown deficit against the Kansas City Chiefs. Wide receiver Darrell Stingley celebrated his 26th birthday with 2 touchdowns of his own, one on a perfectly executed reverse play, the other on a pass over the middle from Steve Grogan. Sharing the spotlight with Darrell Stingley was number 48, Tim Fox. who twice disrupted the Chiefs with the safety blitz. Six times the Patriot rush reached the Chiefs quarterback, but it was free safety Fox who saved the day for New England. Thanks in good part to Stingley and Fox, the Patriots won a too close for comfort 21-17 opening day victory. The second weekend found the Patriots at Cleveland for a classic Monday night encounter with the Browns. Steve Grogan completed 15 of 23 passes and led New England to a 17-7 halftime lead. But the Browns tied it in the third quarter, and in the fourth quarter, the Patriots surged ahead again on a touchdown pass to tight end Russ Francis, number 81. Again, the Browns bounced back, and with less than a minute left and trailing by 3 points, Steve Grogan drove the Patriots 72 yards, 28 of them on another key play by Russ Francis. As regulation time expired, John Smith's clutch field goal sent the Patriots into the first regular season overtime period in their history. But Cleveland won the coin toss and the game 30-27. The following week in New York's Shea Stadium, again the Patriots ran up a halftime lead. And despite the sloppy playing conditions, Raymond Claiborne took a jet kickoff and returned it 100 yards for the longest touchdown return in Patriot history and the longest NFL return in more than 3 seasons. Then came discomforting memories of the previous week as Steve Grogan had to rally the Patriots to a 27-27 tie with just over a minute to play, only to have a fumbled punt set up another game-winning field goal and a second straight 30-27 upset. In the fourth week, while a monsoon swept over the Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks at Schaefer Stadium, the New England defense allowed a team record of just 6 first downs and collected 4 interceptions, 2 each by cornerbacks Bob Howard and Mike Haynes, number 40. Number 39, fullback Sam Cunningham, skimmed over the soggy carpet for more than 100 yards, the 10th such game of his pro career, while quarterback Steve Grogan passed for 3 touchdowns, 2 of them to Russ Francis and second tight end Don Hasselbeck, who caught the first pass of his promising pro career as the Patriots rolled over Seattle 31-0. The Patriots were in sunny San Diego for the 5th week, where another Patriot rookie receiver almost got his first professional touchdown. Almost, but not quite. While Stanley Morgan's score was disallowed, Steve Grogan twice found his rookie tight end, Don Hasselbeck, for touchdowns. But the game really was won in the trenches, where the Patriots tested the Chargers' highly rated defense with the running of number 44, Don Calhoun, along with the continued excellence of Sam Cunningham, who rolled up 141 of New England's impressive total of 256 yards rushing. The Patriots beat the improved Chargers 24-20 and headed back east for the first big showdown of the season in the tough AFC Eastern race. When Burt Jones and the arch-rival and undefeated Baltimore Colts came to New England, it was to be a battle between the AFC's 2 highest-scoring teams. But the story of the day was the Patriot defense, which surrendered a club record of only 86 total yards, and sacked Burt Jones 5 times for 53 yards in losses. Steve Grogan orchestrated one of his finest games, directing 3 long scoring drives, including a 68-yard pass play to Darrell Stingley, the longest of his career. Behind superb pass protection, such as this blitz-beating block by Bill Lankaitis, Grogan completed 11 of 16 passes, including one which Russ Francis turned into a work of art. The Patriots convincingly knocked the Colts from the ranks of the unbeaten, 17-3. The next week, Steve Grogan threw for 3 more touchdowns. Darrell Stingley caught a career-high 8 passes, and Stanley Morgan scored his first touchdown as the Patriots rolled past the Jets 24-13 and reached the season's midpoint with a 4-game winning streak. The second half of the season began as slowly as the first, when the AFC's highest-scoring team came up short against the Buffalo Bills. More significant was the loss of key players like Steve Nelson, Steve Zabel, and number 81, Russ Francis. And the bad breaks continued to come during the following week's loss in the Orange Bowl, where it seems the Dolphins never lose. Week 10 found the Patriots returning to their basic power game. And in Buffalo, they ran for 256 yards, with Steve Grogan the leading rusher. Said Grogan, "When I am running, the game is more wide open and much more fun." Sam Cunningham broke the game open with 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns as the Patriots kept their postseason hopes alive by downing the Bills 20-7. Then, in Week 11 against the defense-minded Philadelphia Eagles, the passing game broke loose and reasserted itself for the first time in a month. Steve Grogan threw for his 14th and 15th touchdowns, one to Darrell Stingley, the other a 64-yard beauty to Stanley Morgan, as the Patriots knocked off the Eagles 14-6. Week 12 in Atlanta, the Patriots' top-ranked defense outdueled the Falcons' record-setting defense, pressuring Steve Bartkowski into 4 interceptions, 2 of them by Mike Haynes. For the second straight week, the Patriots got 8 sacks, and there was no stopping the likes of Julius Adams or the now healthy Steve Zabel and Steve Nelson. The play that decided the game was a short pass to Stanley Morgan, who faked out the middle linebacker and then outran everyone else to the end zone. The season's next to last week brought a frigid rematch with the first-place Miami Dolphins, in which the Patriots ground out touchdowns on their first 2 possessions of the game. As Coach Fairbanks stated later, the turning point was the fact we were able to dominate at the beginning. This chapter of the intense rivalry between these teams can best be summarized by the rushing statistics. New England ran for 177 yards, while holding one of the NFL's top rushing teams to just 25 yards, the lowest total for the Dolphins since Don Shula became their coach. Patriot fans didn't care how cold it was when Miami's final drive fell short and the magnificent men of the New England defense had done it again. The Patriots had won their fourth straight, 14-10, and seemingly had earned a shot at the AFC Eastern title against Baltimore in the season's final week. But the elation lasted only 1 hour. Because of a quirk in the tie-breaking rules, the Colts' last-second loss to Detroit meant that for the Patriots, the final week's game in Baltimore would be played only for pride and to determine whether Baltimore or Miami would go to the playoffs.
Get in there! Yeah! That's it! Okay! Good try, Sam.
The Patriots led at the half 14-3. And then the second half began with a Raymond Claiborne spectacular, which was made possible by the clearing blocks of Rod Shoke and Steve King. Raymond Claiborne's 101-yard return broke his own team record and gave New England an imposing 21-3 lead over the Colts, who now realized they would need a miracle to recapture the division title. The AFC East was won by the Colts in a most bizarre fashion. But these are two young powers who have climbed toward the top together over the past several seasons, and this game will only further fuel the intensity of this great rivalry for the future. Since assuming control of the Patriot forces in 1973, Chuck Fairbanks has built his kind of team with an offensive line surpassed by none. Center Bill Lenkaitis was the quarterback of the line, while the tackle positions were superbly manned by the highly acclaimed Leon Gray, as well as less publicized but highly valuable blockers like Bob McKay, Shelby Jordan, and number 77, Tom Neville, who has played more games than any other player in Patriot history. John Hanna was named Pro Football's outstanding lineman, and he led a corps of guards which included Pete Brock, Fred Sturt, and number 61, Sam Adams. These men allowed the fewest sacks in the entire NFL and led the way for runners like Don Calhoun with over 700 yards rushing and young Ike Forte, number 38. With the anticipated return of Andy Johnson, who missed the entire 77 season with a knee injury, along with Sam Cunningham, the Patriots' first 1,000-yard rusher since Jim Nantz, the running game should be a dominant force for years to come. The passing game begins with rapidly maturing quarterback Steve Grogan, who, when he's in trouble, knows to look for Sam Cunningham, who was the team's leading receiver as well as the leading rusher. The Patriots were perhaps the NFL's best stocked team at the all-important tight end position, with strong backups like number 80, rookie Don Hasselbeck, 4-year veteran Al Chandler, and the incomparable All-Pro Russ Francis, number 81. At wide receiver were Steve Burks, rookie Don Westbrook, and number 86, first-round draft choice Stanley Morgan of Tennessee. Morgan improved game by game during the course of the season, and by the end of the year was making numerous outstanding plays. Wide receiver Darrell Stingley had his finest year ever, with 39 receptions and 5 touchdowns. But more important than statistics in Stingley's case was the fact that he consistently came up with the tough play over the middle, where many receivers feared a tread. On special teams, place kicker John Smith was one of the NFL's best, as he converted 14 of 17 field goals inside the 40-yard line, while punter Mike Patrick's job was to nail the opposition in the coffin corner. Good special teams play depends also on the men who block for the kickers and the men who cover downfield on kickoffs and punts. Hitters like Don Hasselbeck, Doug Badoin, Dick Kahn, and special teams captain Jess Phillips, number 35. In the more glorious special teams category of kick returns, no one did it better than the Patriots. Number 40, All-Pro cornerback Mike Haynes returned 24 punts for a total of 200 yards, while number 86, Stanley Roadrunner Morgan, was second in the entire league in punt returns with an average of almost 14 yards per try. And then there was New England's first-round draft choice, Raymond Claiborne, number 26. Claiborne not only led the entire NFL by a wide margin in kickoff returns, but he also returned 3 for touchdowns, 2 more than anyone else in Patriot history. The 1977 New England defense was the best in Patriot history, setting new team records for fewest yards and fewest points yielded in a season, while leading the AFC in total defense. And they did it as a totally dedicated gang-tackling team. The Patriots also led the entire NFL in quarterback sacks with 58. And by allowing only 14 themselves, New England led the league in sack differential with an astounding plus 44. 14 different Patriot defenders shared in reaching the quarterback. Among them, Richard Bishop, Greg Boyd, number 72, Mel Lunsford, and number 85, Julius Adams, who had his best season with 12 sacks. Number 71, Raymond Sugar Bear Hamilton, collected 10 sacks, while the team leader in this category for the 3rd straight year was number 78, Tony Mac the Sack McGee, with 14, and an amazing 7-year career total of 53. Another strong area of the Patriot defense was the secondary, composed of 4 hitters who also came up with the key interception. the superior pressure from the pass rush yielded extra dividends for the defensive backs, like second-year free safety Tim Fox, number 48, and veteran strong safety Prentice McCray, number 34. The critical cornerback spots were ably manned by number 40, Mike Haynes, who led the team with 5 interceptions, and the reliable veteran number 24, Bob Howard. Perhaps the heart of the Patriot defense was the deep core of linebackers, from rookie Ray Kostick to veterans like Steve King and number 50 Sam Hunt, who always seemed to be around the ball. As usual, the blitz was a big play, with number 59 Pete Barnes recording 5 sacks and number 56 second-year man Rod Schote racking up 6. On the left, a pair of Steves, number 57 Nelson inside and number 54 Zabel outside, combined superb seasons to make life generally miserable for quarterbacks and ball carriers alike. With an improved offensive team, outstanding special teams, and a record-setting defense which played most of the season like a school of frenzied piranhas, the 1977 New England Patriots missed a playoff spot in the NFL's toughest division by the narrowest of margins and the strangest of circumstances. For the 1978 NFL season, the fans of New England can look forward to a Patriot team that is already one of the deepest and strongest in pro football, and a team that is rapidly gaining the experience and maturity necessary to become a champion.